Okay, hi, Shea Hulse here, and we are back. I hope this video is okay. It's looking a little strange to me at the moment, so I'm sorry if it's a little glitchy, and I'm sure you can see my lovely background with Pokemon pictures on the walls. But if you don't know me, I am an author, and I help other busy author moms, go through their fantasy romance novels. And today we're going to talk about how to write a fantasy romance heroine who's not a stereotype. If I am referencing my notes, that's because I'm a busy mom and I can't remember anything since I had kids. So if you are the same, then you're in the right place. But if your fantasy heroine romance, main characters, not like other girls, good at everything for no reason, traumatized but somehow emotionally flawless, or exists just to support the morally gray man, then we need to talk about that. So, because readers don't fall in love with perfection, we fall in love with contradiction, things that make us feel real, feel seen, feel heard. And they fall in love with women who can bleed just like we do. So, here are the ways that you can avoid that. So, why do stereotypes happen? Because we love them, because we're reading them for them. But there are certain elements that need to happen to make them feel real, raw, and relatable, and that's what's going to keep your readers intrigued. So, of course, at the end of the novel, they need to be perfect, but during that, there needs to be lots of different pitfalls. You need to have tension in order for the romance to thrive. It doesn't have to be the third act breakup, but, sometimes that perfect enemies to lovers tension definitely needs to exist, and the magic system needs to develop, and the romance is supposed to be all about the transformation process. She needs to have a core wound, something that's not just a flaw or a quirk, but something that is emotionally resonant. Does she believe that she doesn't deserve love? Does she believe that the love that she has is meant to leave her? Does she, need to control everything? So all of those things are going to kind of change how the story is developed. If she doesn't believe she's worthy of love, then even when the enemy turns into a lover, she's not going to believe him. If she falls in love with whoever, but she thinks that love is just going to leave her anyway, she's never going to let herself feel the love that she's feeling. And if she needs to control everything, maybe she's not allowing the, significant other in mind just be who they are. She's going to need to control every aspect of who they are and how their relationship is developing. Also, if this is going to be a fantasy romance, probably there's going to be magic involved, and that magic shouldn't be clear and easy. Sometimes there have to be consequences and prices that are going to have to be paid in order for the magic to make it matter. It can't just all be easy, because again, the tension is what is going to bring the reader back for more. They are going to want to know what happens. Sorry if there's any spoilers, but like Sarah J. Maas, there is a limit to the amount of magic that they have. And she has to be wrong sometimes. She can't always get it right all the time. She's going to have missteps and miscalculations that are going to have dire consequences, because that's what's going to make it fun for you and for the reader. And just because she is the heroine of the novel doesn't mean that she's not weak at times. You're going to want to make sure that her femininity is definitely there and seen. Sometimes she's going to be vulnerable and crave comfort and crave, a good cry sometimes. And just because she wants those things sometimes does not mean that she's weak and that she can't do this after all. And you want the romance to really deal with the choices that she's making, her core wounds, and, if the hero disappeared, would she still have a goal? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to write down her core fear. You are going to write down the lies she believes about herself, how her magic or her role interferes or reinforces role that magic has in her life, the hero and how he challenges it, and the moment she has to choose differently. And if you can answer those things, then you don't have a stereotype. You have a very well-rounded heroine for your novel. And if this was helpful, definitely follow for more and comment below what was the most helpful tip for you, and share this with others. And if you don't know, I have 2 series out, Celtic Romance series, as well as the Dragonfire and Druid series, and you can check them out in the link. Thanks.